Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a map called AllStarTest, which is based on grid map, but there are so many changes to this map that it really doesn't matter what map it was based on, because you look around here, and it barely resembles the grid map that it was based on. And there's so much stuff here, I really had to debate for a while, where do I want to start with this map? And I eventually decided where I wanted to start, which is right in the center of the screen, right there. So let's go ahead and switch up the car real quickly, though, and get something that's a little bit more suitable for what I want to be doing. I want the D15 Extended Cab Off-Road Edition because we're going to be doing some jumps. And when I do jumps, I usually want an off-road vehicle because it gives me a lot more forgiveness in how I can approach those jumps. So the thing I was trying to point out is this little arch right here. We'll start by going through here, and then we're on basically a track that goes for a while. And we got to go really slow through here because there are some tight corners, and we don't want to be crashing right from the start. We can bump the corners like that because it doesn't do any damage to us because we hit it so lightly. But I definitely don't want to actually damage the vehicle right at the start because that's how you get a very, very poor start. But as I was saying, there's some jumps like right here. Like nothing extreme, but I do like having the off-road vehicles for things like this because it just makes me feel so much safer. Although this thing really sucks, it's slowing down. So it can get messy really fast on some of these corners. And you see, though, if you make a mistake, you're going to fall into the water right there. So we should make sure we don't do that. And you notice there are some places where there's missing textures, like these tubes. They're missing textures until you get close enough to them. And then it's like, oh, wait, I found the texture. It's right here. And then it has a texture. There are a couple things that are like that, though, where they have missing textures. But there's not that many where it's super distracting or anything like that. It's just a couple here and there. And we are actually almost done with this course, but we're going to go full speed ahead, which is a poor strategy. But if we can do this at full speed, it'll look magnificent. So here we go. Come on. Fly! Fly! No! Wait! Wait! Get to the finish! Yes, that's a completion. Like, both of my tires have burst. My radiator is damaged, but we completed that. I don't know exactly how that happened. I thought I was going to fall off the edge, but we just somehow made it. This thing looks pretty cool, even though it's actually nothing special to actually drive on. It's just two of the loops that you've done probably countless times, but they're like right next to each other, so it makes it look like it's something crazy, but you can't quite go from one to the other, especially when you have a damaged vehicle and no room to get up to speed, like I was doing right there. That is definitely not going to work, unless your goal was to just destroy your truck up, in which case it worked great. And I want to keep driving this truck, so let's flip it upright and keep going. Good truck. Now, I knew where I was going to go up until this point. After that, I wasn't exactly sure. How about we take a look at this dirt road, which I've never driven. So I have no idea what to expect. It doesn't look like it's too extreme or nothing. So we should be totally fine even with this absolutely ruined truck. This yellow color. I like that yellow color. Like, that's a color where some people probably will hate that color. I actually think that's a pretty cool color. All right, there's the completion of that, though. That was a lot shorter than I thought it was. I didn't know what it was, like I said, though. And you know what? I think I want a fresh vehicle. So let's just kind of slam this into something and get it a little bit more damage, and then we'll reset it. Like, yeah, like that. Get into your rear. Get some damage. I want to destroy it, but it keeps going, man. Off-road heavy-duty truck. Now, I'll be doing this whole course that I'm on right now later. So you know what? Right now, I just want to smash this into the wall and finally total it. Doesn't even look like it's driving straight, but it still drives at 60 miles per hour somehow. Uh-oh, head gasket damaged. Yeah, well, we're gonna get some more damage now. There's no way it can still drive, right? Okay, no, drive shaft broken. That car is done. Put up a valiant effort, though. What is that piece doing right there? Little piece just bouncing. Oh, that's the exhaust. It's just kind of underground, so it looks funny. Good job, though, truck. Good job. Oh, my goodness, it's bottoming out right there. Wow. One thing that's kind of funny is some of the parts that are leftovers from grid map make no sense in how they're placed. Like, why is the suspension test all of a sudden start floating in the air and then throw you into a hole? I'm not exactly sure. But it's kind of funny that it's set up like that. So anyways, the next thing I want to take a look at is kind of hidden in how you get there. So just bear with me here as I go around this secret path that you may or may not know about. Actually, you don't have to go this way, but this is the cool way. You go like under the tunnel and stuff, and then you slide the end around and go up this little hill. And I decided I'll do something that's real serious with the off-roading because I still have the off-road vehicle. It can't quite do all of this, but it can do most of it. When we get to the part where I'm pretty sure I won't be able to do it, we'll probably just kind of skip over it, to be honest, because I know my limits. So right here, just going to start off nice and easy, making sure we control the speed of the vehicle so we don't end up going too fast through here and bottoming out and damaging it. Perfect. And then right here, you got to be careful. You got to kind of like go left and right to go from one to the next, which can be a little difficult, but I think we got that okay. Right here, this is actually one of the more difficult parts. Oh my goodness, I'm stuck right here. No, I'm not. I'm not stuck. I thought I was, though. Okay. Oh, gotta go fast and then slam on those brakes because you got to be super, super precise right here. If you're not, you're going to mess this up. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. Now, right here, we could floor it and go through this, but I'm afraid we would damage the radiator, so we're going to take it nice and slow. You know, 10, 15 miles per hour, the max we're going to be going. The 10 should be the average, 15 should be the max, probably. And we damaged the radiator anyway, so floor it! See, you could go through it fast. Oh, goodness, but you got to stop before you fall in a hole. A little bit of damage there. My doors! My driver, if he wasn't buckled up, he'd be outside of the truck, and the truck would just keep going. All right, we got to realign ourselves real quick. We're kind of at a bad angle here. There we go. Now you got all these arrows that say, go this way. So we're going to listen to those arrows that say, go to this way. See, again, though, the things that are left over from the original grid map, they're kind of just there. It's not really used. Like over there, you have the different terrains and stuff, but it's not something you're going to really use because they're in such a strange place. You have to get there by driving like this or just teleporting the vehicle. Now, we are coming up to the part where this truck will reach its limit. Oh, that's going to make it reach its limit even sooner. Come on, climb that. That's not even that tall. Go. There you go. I thought I was going to get stuck right there. It's like, how you go get stuck right there, truck? You're better than that. Thankfully, it looks like we still have coolant, so we can keep cool. But this is the area where this truck will kind of meet its match. Like here, to me, it feels like this, you need an actual crawler. Because there are just so many different shapes and stuff. It's really hard to approach this. And I can't even get up the first half right now because the truck's bottoming out right there because I've damaged it in such a way where it kind of bends. Oh, now we popped a tire on these blocks. So yeah, you see though, this is basically the end for the truck. But if you're creative with things, you might be able to just hop across like so and keep going in the cheater way. But I kind of feel that that was put there in case you're using a vehicle that can't do it. Well, you could just do that and go around it. That's what I feel like it's there for. Now, I don't currently have a vehicle that's actually capable of doing that installed, unfortunately. But you can see that stuff looked pretty serious, and I've tried it multiple times with the truck. It wasn't happening. By the way, right there, that's where we entered the place, so it kind of loops around onto itself, so if you wanted to go for round 2, you could. But I see no reason to do the same track again because there's so many different things, so why don't we go up here, and this is kind of funny because it meets up back with a location you'll probably recognize. Ta-da! It's the end of the first course! Except it's nice and smooth to get there, and we can slam into something at 80 miles per hour like so. Get us some nice air time before crash that. And believe it or not, this thing should... Oh, I was about to say it should still drive, and then it pops up, drive shaft broken. Well, never mind then. It's not going to keep driving because the drive shaft just broke. Pretty good run it had, though. And now, let's go to the exact same place we were just at. I know what you're thinking, WhyBeAre, why are we going to the exact same place? Because there are a few more things over there that I want to show you. So we'll at least go a different route to keep it a little bit interesting on the drive over. And here we are. So you probably recognize this very well because we were just here about 5 minutes ago or so. And now, we're going to go straight instead of going to the right. And here's a jump that you will never, ever complete with any normal vehicle. That is not happening. And I do like what happens if you realize you're not going to make that jump at the last minute. So let's say you're driving around, you're like, wait a minute, there's no way! You slam on your brakes, right? You try to stop. Nope, you fall into a hole. I like that hole. And there's a hole on both sides of the road. So if you also overshoot it, so you're like, oh no, I'm trying to stop. And you're like, oh, well, at least I didn't fall in a hole. Yes, you did! There's a hole on both sides for you to fall into. And I'm going to use the vehicle recovery a lot probably for this section, just because anytime you do something like that, it's the easiest way to get yourself planted back up without having to worry about the vehicle orientation. And we got to do like a 3-point churn right here to get this thing spun around. And here's the entrance to another course that I wanted to show you. And once again, this is a nice one to have a off-road vehicle on because there are some jumps and stuff. And that heavy-duty suspension is a good benefit to have. Although we still managed to damage the radiator right there. Kind of surprising. This is actually pretty cool right here, too. So that very first course we did, right? It actually is going right over it. So you can kind of recognize that section. We're going right over it. And uh-oh, I'm going to flip over it, looked like, for a second. That thing started to bounce. Now we got to go fast because we got some big jumps right here. This is why you really want that off-roader. Bigger jumps. Perfect. And then final jump. Come on. Oh, I did a little too fast, but I think we're okay. There goes my mirror, so I don't know who's behind me, so I'm the leader now. Nobody can be behind me. Now, one thing that's kind of weird is right here. It's like, okay, go to the left, right? But I'm not exactly sure what's to the left, unless they mean to go over those rocks, which might be it, but there's a better way to get into that path than climbing over those rocks, so I'm not going to do that. But if you go left and just keep driving, it's like, I don't know where I'm going. I'm going to crash. And then you crash and tip over the car somehow. I didn't expect that to happen. And, well, I think that's all I really want to show off right here. There's like a mud pit over there that you could drive into, but there's not too much of interest there, so I'm going to go ahead and just skip over that and just mention it instead of just driving it. Now, how exactly are we going to get down from here? How about we do this? Oh, come on. Okay, well, that was close. That was close. Let's see. We'll try to flip it over like so. Perfect. And away we go on to a new section. So I was mentioning about that one that we were kind of looking at, that I said maybe you could jump over the wall or whatever. Let's try to make our way to that actual area, and I believe this is the way you go to start that course. It's a long ways from where we were because it's a pretty long course. Whoa, don't fall off. Uh-oh, one of the tires is a little funky. I think it's fine, actually. I thought it was actually popped, but I think it's just a visual glitch, and it's fully functional. Now, it looks like I'm just going in a random direction, and it kind of is like that. There are so many different ways you can go on some of these things. You kind of just have to know which way to go, and it feels like, you know what? This would be a great place to just make some scenarios. Like, if you're a person making scenarios, or if you're the author of this map, I think a bunch of scenarios on this course would be pretty cool, because there are a lot of places where there are multiple routes you can take and stuff, and there are a lot of places where you're not exactly sure which way to go even on some of the courses exactly. So I think scenarios would be like a great addition for this place. And this is dumb, but it's going to be cool. We're probably going to crash, but here we go. Like, that is an awesome jump. Is it going to drive? Is it going to drive? I think it might, right? Yeah. I didn't see drive shaft broken, so this thing can still drive. We just got to get it upright. Get upright. Oh, that's a bad place to grab it by. The bumper will just rip off. What am I doing? What am I doing? There we go. And as I always say, it's terrible to try to grab a vehicle while you're that vehicle. Usually you want to take the camera off the vehicle, but sometimes you're just too lazy to do that and you hope it works out, and thankfully that time it did. So we'll keep on driving. You can do the same thing right there, kind of, but it's not as big. I know because I've tried it. And by the same thing, I mean that jump. So over here, though, we are finally back to kind of where the other course ended. It was right around here that it ended. And this is another thing where you don't want to do this, but it's fun! Just flying off those things. Like, I like having those as the things instead of just the blocks. Because the block, it's like, oh, you crashed into it. These ones, it's like, oh, you made a mistake. Let's fly into the air. And actually, this thing's still driving, ain't it? Yeah, let's get this thing off of here and keep going. Pull it right there. I think that's a pretty good, sturdy spot. Come on, upright. Perfect. That tire in the back. Oh, no. Oh, no. Maybe it's not driving after all. Come on. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Good job, truck. Like, this is the perfect vehicle for this map, I think. This truck is doing a great job. I like how you can see the intake right there just kind of hanging out. Like, yeah. Doesn't know what it's doing. Oh, this thing is beat up. So, boom. Right here is the part where you would have jumped it. Oh, I just realized the arrows are for this side. Maybe. Not that side. That side is just the end. Okay. Right here, though, we have a fork in the road. And actually, you know what I'll do is I'll just set a reset point here because this thing's too damaged to really drive conveniently. So we'll drive one side, and then we'll reset and come back and drive the other side. And again, there are dumb things you can do where you try to hit these bumps and stuff. But I'm going to just try to take this a little bit more seriously and get to the finish. So right here, you want to go right through here. What if a T-Series could fit? I don't know if it could. We're going to go through this building, and uh-oh, that popped both of my tires. We can still drive, but we ain't going to be going fast anytime soon. It's going so slow. Like, I'm flooring it. It's like 60 miles per hour. Forget that. I need a car that's going to be going fast. And I know I could have reset my car over there, but then I lose this reset point and I have to drive everything all over again. I figure it's a little bit faster if we reset here. Plus, you get to see what it looks like if you do it correctly. Instead of doing it so slow, you blow off both of your front tires. So you got to make sure we keep as much speed as possible through here. And that looks pretty good. There we go. Nice. Now we're going 100 miles per hour versus 60 miles per hour. But one thing that's kind of funny is the grid here is so big, it doesn't look like you're driving that fast because you kind of get used to the grid on grid map where it's small. So like you look at the grid like that, it doesn't feel like you're going 100 miles per hour, but you are. Also, you have this corner right here, which is really weird. It's just like this giant corner. And I have no idea how to really properly approach it, so we'll do it terribly. Although it always feels like I do it terribly because it's such a weird corner because it's so massive. And you're coming at it from such a high speed and stuff. Anyways, we're going to go through here, and we got to keep it nice and straight. And you could try to do something dumb where you go on the left side here, but that's very difficult to do. I don't think I could have done it right there, so we'll just keep going straight. And you may notice that we're doing this section again. We've actually just made a loop. That is the same place we started. And instead of going to the right here like we did earlier, let's go straight. Oh, what if we landed up there on the track? That would have been amazing. We would have needed to be going a lot faster than that. And now I need to get out of here. And I don't really feel like driving out of here because there's not exactly a route that goes the way I want to go. So we're just going to basically teleport ourselves right back where we started, which is about over here. And I mean started as in where we first started the level. And now we're going to go to a place we were just at once again, actually. The entrance is the same entrance we took for the course we were just doing. But instead of going to the right up here, we're going to go to the left. See, over to the left, it's a totally different course. It's a much tighter course with no super high speed areas like the other one. But it still has some jumps and stuff, and it's pretty much all a dirt course with a tiny bit of paved things where the jumps are at. And oh, no! Power! Yes! I almost flew off the course right there. That's not what I want to be doing. I want to stay on this course and do good driving. Come on. Oh, that's a nice slide. I don't want to call it a drift because it's kind of cheating because I was just in the dirt and I have no traction, but that was beautiful looking. Do it again. Through this corner. This is a tight corner, though. I don't know if I could do it. Oh, don't want to roll over either. Just never mind. Never mind. Just keep yourself alive. There we go. So here's the first jump. You don't need to go too fast through this. Only probably about 50 miles per hour should be fine. Yeah, there we go. This is actually the perfect speed. Nice and smooth. Didn't damage anything. Couldn't have done it any better. And then right here, it's kind of weird. It looks like you could go here and exit the course, which you technically could, but I don't want to yet. I want to keep on this course for a little bit longer because we haven't completed a full lap yet. And I want to do that. And you got to be careful not to fall in the holes around you. And I like these corners, though. These are like some nice corners. And uh-oh. Come on, get some speed. Get some speed. Oh, not happening. I was too busy sliding the whole thing and having fun like that. But if we did complete that jump, that would have been a lap. Unfortunately, I had to slide, didn't I? So we'll try that one more time, I guess. We'll just back it up, and this time we'll make sure we get the speed going. Although I don't know how fast you need to go. This one you need to go a lot faster than the other one, don't you? That's not going to make it. No way. Wait. Okay, close enough. It's not really a success, but I'll count it. Oh, my tires, my tires. All right, that's not going to happen. So let's just fly out of there. And actually, we want to go back to the entrance of this course, actually. So right here. And we'll reset the truck. Hopefully it doesn't get stuck in the ground. Perfect. Spin it around, and up we go over here for another course. This is not a loop or anything. It'll eventually dead end. We'll drive it as well. And I'm not going to probably drive everything just because there are so many, but I'm trying to drive most of the things there are. Slow it down just a bit. And this one, it's real simple, but it's a kind of high-speed one compared to the other one. But it's only like 2 corners in it. There's this one, and then there's this one. Or that one, the one we just did, and this one, I should say. That's kind of a little bit better way of saying that. And that's basically it. It'll eventually dead end on us at the buildings. We'll make our way over there as fast as we possibly can, going crazy fast. And uh-oh, there's the end. There's also the end of this truck. Into the hole with you. So we'll go ahead and reset this, I think. And now we're going to go the opposite direction. So we're going to go over this way like we did earlier. But instead of going through that ramp right there, we're actually going to go straight through the dirt over here, which will bring us to this little bridge tunnel thing, which we can cross carefully. It's a 1-lane bridge, that's for sure. And now we're on another off-road course. Slow it down. Whoa, that feels more like dirt than pavement. I thought that was pavement, but I don't think it really is. And this one, we're all climbing on the roof of buildings and all that kind of nonsense. And we climb off of the roof of the building. And then we're going to go into this pit over here, which is the more serious off-roading section on this part. So you got water, you can drown your car, and you got to be careful of that. Whoops! I was not careful of that. I just drowned it. So yeah, that was great. I'm not exactly good at that, like controlling where the front of the engine is for it to not drown. Like I need a snorkel for this section because I just did it again. Maybe I need a better off-roader period, I don't know. But I'm just gonna keep resetting and keep going through it because I'm admitting now I have very little experience doing this and we're gonna keep flooding it every 5 feet. Oh my goodness. I gotta learn how to control this properly because we're gonna, yeah, do it again. Well, that one's so deep, I don't think I had an option with this vehicle. It's going to be flooded every time it gets respawned. Yeah, it's going to basically flood itself every time. Unless we just kind of momentum it. Momentum it. Come on. Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? Okay. So I don't know if this is exactly the best vehicle for the situation. That might just be the problem. We need a better truck to do this. We need an actual off-roader. Or you can do it the lazy way and say, screw the water! Get away from me! Don't touch me! I'm a cat. Meow. I hate water. I mean, that's a totally possible solution. Not pretty, but it works. A little bit easier through here, actually. Don't touch me, water! See, that's the best way to do it. I don't know, I feel like the truck isn't quite able to do it, so that's why I'm kind of skipping over it. Like that. You can say it's cheating, but I'm saying it's doing what the truck can do. And now we're kind of just at an end to this, so we'll just whee! I have no idea where I am exactly compared to other things. Ooh, the upside down pyramids. I haven't fallen into one of those yet, so let's fall into one of those. There we go. Into the upside down pyramid. They actually have water on them, don't they? Just a tiny bit. But ha! You couldn't flood me this time. In your face. That's not exactly where I wanted to reset. Let's bring ourselves back up here next to the bridge. And then we're going to go across that one more time and go look at another course over here. I can fit my fat truck through it again. So actually right here, if we go to the right, that's stopping distance, man. That's some sketchy stuff. If we go to the right, though, we got another course we can go ahead and drive on some. This one has some cool things over here, like this thing. Like, what is this nonsense? But it's cool. Like, look at that. And this one is more of a real off-roady course where it's like not just a rally car. You want a crawling or off-road car type of thing. You know what I mean by that? Hopefully you do. Because I don't know how to say it any other way. Like, you don't want to take a rally Corvette through this. No way. Whoa. You barely want to take this truck as I fall off the edge like that. I guess... Am I supposed to be on that, or am I supposed to be here? I'm not exactly sure. I guess that's more of a wall than where I'm supposed to be, so we'll just keep going. And then right here, we got to go to the left. It could use some arrows here, I think, but I think you're supposed to go to the left. And then you have a choice. You want to go straight, or do you want to go to the right? We're going to go straight. Then we're going to go to the left. Whoops. Just crashed a little bit. Just off-roading all over the place, climbing up on everything. This is like crazy. It's just stuff everywhere. And here is actually a dead end. Whoa! I said dead end. Don't you dare drive off of that. So we'll spin it around and we'll drive off of here, which is kind of an area that we're already at, right? Yeah, this is the area we're already at. And oh, yeah, that was great. You can keep driving through. I think this is the path you're supposed to take. I'm not exactly sure, but there's a lap-ish of the place. And, you know, at this point, I've shown off most of the courses. There's maybe one more I want to do, and then we'll probably be done. And oh my goodness, I'm flying all over the place. Let's go up that. Yeah, I haven't gone up this, have I? I don't know. There's just so many things. It's hard to keep track of what you have and haven't done. No, don't. Oh, what you doing? Oh, there you go. You're fine. Good job, truck. Now we're going to want to go to here. Here is the entrance, although I want a fresh truck for this, because this one's just a little bit too beat up. And I'm going to actually use manual here, because this is kind of a serious crawling section where it might be beneficial to do that. And I got to just, if I take a good path and plan it out, I think we should be fine. So we're going to kind of crawl right along this edge here so we don't have to go into that hole. There you go. And this is actually how you crawl. You find the best path possible and you take it. You don't say, oh, this looks harder, I'm going to do that. No, that's not what you do. You do the exact opposite of that. And I guess I didn't really need to put it into manual mode so far. It looks like we're doing pretty good, but a little bit extra help never hurts. And keep going over a road. Whoa, 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 whoa. Bouncing a lot, bouncing a lot. Just power, power, power. Thank you, power. And then ta-da! Look where we are. The exact same spot we were at before. A long time ago. Like, the roads all intermix in so many ways. It's crazy. But that about covers all of the courses that I wanted to take a look at. But there's a crash test section that we could go and take a look at real quickly. And if I remember correctly, the way you want to go is like this. And then over here to the left, don't fall in the mud. And we go to the right, and that is the crash test section. Although we have no brakes, it feels like, because of the mud. So then over here, you have a bunch of things you could do. You could just crash into that, like so. Or you could crash into all the things. You know, there's a lot of different things you can crash into. We'll try to do a couple of, a lot of them, you know, or one of each of them maybe. I don't know. We have a roof destroying machine right there, but it also unfortunately destroys your vehicle. So that's an immobilized vehicle, so we'll just bring it back. Then over there we have another roof destroyer. We'll do this at a little slower of a speed because once again it kind of shoves you into a hole and then destroys your vehicle up in a different way, and then there's a wall. So go back! Woo! I don't know. To me, this crashing is the most boring part of this game. It's like, yeah, whatever. Here's another thing you can crash into. You can crash your roof into this, although this truck's so tall it crashes the hood. But there's lots of different things here you could crash into. Just wanted to give you guys a look at all of them. Maybe one of them that we'll actually do is that loop. So we'll get ourselves lined up for that. Grab it back to about there. Reset it because it's all driving all crooked and wacky. And now we floor it. And hopefully we have a fast enough vehicle to make this. I'm not exactly sure if we're gonna. Oh, not quite. Let's get something faster. Let's go with a ETK 800 Fast Edition. Yeah, I just call it the Fast Edition because the name is way too long. It's like, okay, we got some numbers, we got the TT, we got the Sport, we got the Plus. You know what? Let's just call it the Fast Edition. And hopefully it's fast enough to make this. It's not that much faster than the off-road truck now that I think about it, but there we go. Is that what you're supposed to do? I guess. I don't really know, but okay. That works. You know, if we did it a little bit slower, we might be able to kind of bounce the wheels off of that part and then crush the roof on the next one, I think. That might be interesting, so we'll try that as well. Although we don't have much momentum coming off of the end of this, so we'll see what happens. So just a little bit slower. And yeah, actually it puts us at too steep of an angle to do that. So anyways, that'll do it for the loop. And I want to do one last thing before the video is over. So I'll just grab the Rally Sunburst just so we have a different vehicle. And I want to do this crash right here because this is a pretty cool looking crash. So we should be able to go nice and fast at this thing. We'll do about 16 times slow-mo should be appropriate. Cool looking crash. And till next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.